Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alex at Comic Order. Thank you so much for clicking play on this video. This is part 4 in the CGC submission series of videos. Really excited about this one. This is all about Redemtion. I've got 3 books in here that I have submitted other copies of, and for some reason in mailing or whatever, they got damaged. They all got corner crunches. And so I was super bummed about that. I've got those books right here, and we are going to compare these books to the new books, and I've got one other. Hopefully you guys are excited. I am. Here we go. As you guys know, my presser is Paul, Midwest Comic Man. You guys will definitely want to check him out. If you checked out any one of my last videos, 3 videos in this series, you know that Paul does a great job, and he's really come through on all 3 of those videos, all 3 of those reveals. So definitely check him out. Leave a link in the description below, as always, for Paul, Midwest Comic Man. All right, the first book up is Next Men 21. I can already tell by looking at this book, there's definitely a little bit more spine dings than what I remember. I always thought this book was really high grade. It definitely appears to be high grade to me. Definitely show you guys this. It appears to be high grade, but front and back do have a couple spine dings. I'm going to count them up. I'm going to check this book out and let you guys know what I think. So there are about 3 or 4 spine dings on the side, and they kind of all break color just a little bit. And then there's one on the back that's really noticeable as well. Other than that, the book presents very well. So everything from the spine over is pretty much flawless. Corners are very, very sharp. On the back, there's less dings, but I can actually I can see 2 dings, and you can kind of see them are already there. So I would really like to see a 9.2 on this. Unfortunately, I thought it was going to be higher grade, but with that kind of damage, I don't really think a 9.6, I don't think a 9.8 are viable. So I'm hoping for a 9.2 or 9.4. So based on the condition, I would be pretty excited with that. I'm not going to be surprised if it is a 9.2. So 9.2. Okay, there we go. So not bad for this book. I'm going to pause a little bit and give you guys, this is so far the lowest graded book in this, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information on the 9.2 for Next Men 21. This book is from 1993. It's got white pages, 9.2. It's the first appearance of Hellboy. And according to GoCollect.com, there was a sale in April for a 9.2 at $130. And let's check out the CGC census. Give some information on there. There's actually one universal 9.9, which is great. That'd be awesome to have this in 9.9. There are 410 or 496 grade 9.8. There are 647. There are several hundred graded in 9.8, 9.6, 9.4. So for 9.2, there are total 255 graded copies of this book in 9.2. There are 3 with restoration, 41 with signature series, and 211 copies in universal grade. There are actually 2,163 total copies of this book. Awesome to have it still for a very low investment. I'm sure I paid probably a couple dollars for this book. I'm happy to have this 9.2. All right, next book up is one of my favorite all-time books. I've been showing this for years. I've been going after this for a very long time. Several copies of this book. Batgirl number 12, my very first introduction to Art Germ, and probably a lot of people's introduction to Art Germ, was this really great Stephanie Brown run of Batgirl number 12. This is from 2010. I can remember chasing it for pretty much 10 years. Anytime I get the opportunity to find this book, I would definitely buy it for about that long. The story about this is, once again, I had a copy that I sent. This was my best copy too, that I sent first. Got a corner ding and turned out to be an 8.5 based on that corner crunch. The corner crunch is on this bottom corner right there. It's on the spine side of the back. I'm going to check out, this was like my second best copy, but it definitely wasn't as high of a grade as that one. I'm guessing, based on my memory of this book, it was probably like a 9.4. And so looking at the book, I can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, force bindings, so maybe we're looking at that like 9.2 again. The back looks pretty good. There's a little bit of spine rubbing there, or staple rub, but it's a pretty nice presenting book. Overall, the book looks very nice and flat. The edges, the top edges and corners look great. There's just those couple issues there. So once again, I will probably say 9.2 or 9.4. Would really love this to be a 9.4, and then I'd be probably pretty content with this book for a while until another one presents. So 9.6, 9.6, 9.6. Okay. Okay, 9.6. I'm gonna go with that. I'm going to go with 9.6. I will take it all day long. Thank you so much. I love it. I love this book. 9.6. I'll take it. I got a I got an 8.5 and a 9.6. I love this book. I will take it. I'm sorry, I'm kind of speechless. All right, so I got a little bit of information on this book and a 9.6. A 9.6. 9.6. 9.6. In a 9.6, this book is about $110. Most recent sale was this month, according to GoCollect.com. It would only increase about $80 if it was a 9.8, so I'm pretty darn happy about this book. I guess you can get this book for under $200, which is really nice in a 9.8. Happy about this. I know I'm kind of overreacting and making it a little bit more theatrical, but 9.6, I'm really surprised that it's graded a 9.6, and I'm not complaining. I love it. I'm super happy with that. And they know more about it than I do. You know, the severity of defects. For a 9.8 is the highest grade. There are 163 total. For a 9.6, there are 109 total. 83 of those are Universal, 26 are Signature Series. Total for this book, there are 386 total graded copies. I'm super happy to have a 9.6 white pages. I attribute this to Paul. Good job, Paul. You made this 9.2 into a 9.6. Appreciate it, buddy. Next book up is another one that was in that submission that got a corner ding, and it is one of my favorite Adam Hughes covers. Pretty much the introduction of myself into Adam Hughes. And I remember when these books were coming out. This was in 2006. I remember when pre-New 52, I was a huge comic book fan in pre-New 52, starting with probably Identity Crisis, all the way through the Jeff Johns, like Flash, Teen Titans stuff, into Infinite Crisis, all the stuff after that, into Final Crisis. Loved all the events, loved all the stuff between, but Jeff Johns was a huge writer, and I was a big fan of him. Green Lantern into Blackest Night, or Green Lantern Rebirth into the Green Lantern run into Blackest Night. Also the Flash Rebirth. Loved Jeff Johns' work. But this isn't Jeff Johns, this is Adam Hughes artwork. But just needless to say, I was reading a ton and collecting a ton back then. Remember my first introduction to Adam Hughes with this cover. Also, I remember Lost. I was a huge fan of Lost. So this is a cool book. My copy was corner dinged by the mail or whatever, but there's a little corner ding down there, and little corner crunch on this side. This is where the book opens, on that side, corner crunch. It got an 8.0 white pages, so Redemtion. Hopefully this next copy is better, and I see some ticks already, but they're really non-color breaking. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's nothing you can do about those. Otherwise, the book looks really flat. Edges all look great. Back of the book is dark, so it's got a ding right there. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a 9.0, but would love it to be a 9.2 or 9.4. Let's check this thing out. It's definitely going to be like a 9.0 or 9.2. Okay, so it is a 9, which is great. I've checked all of the areas, and they all say 9.8. According to GoCollect.com, this is a $190 book, recent sale. There is actually one person out there that has a 9.9 universal grade. So for 9.8, there are 496 total copies of this book, and there are 411 of those are universal, 85 are signature series, and so for total copies, there are 810 copies of this book. And I'm super happy that Paul did work on these books, and super happy that it's a 9.8. I was so sad that my high grade copy, my number one copy, got corner crunched, and got corner crunched pretty bad. But to have Redemtion, it feels pretty nice. Pretty good. And so for the last book in this total submission is probably my favorite Adam Hughes cover. It's this Wonder Woman 184. You've got the Golden Age Wonder Woman meeting the modern Wonder Woman. This is awesome. I think I bought this for $4. I was looking through an LCS new collection that they got in. I've heard this book is really hard to get in a 9.8 because they've got a lot of these like distressed look already. It's really hard to grade these books. The back is a darker cover, probably easier to see defects. Right now, as I look at this book, I see one tick up here, one tick right there, and then I also maybe see some stress down here, but I can't tell once again if that is. It's probably best to like feel the spine. You can feel those bumps. And so I don't know if those stress marks there by the soldier are from the cover art or if they are from the book itself. But either way, this book is from 2002 and it's just awesome. My copy that I sent in, which was probably my best copy, but I don't know. I just had two really nice copies. Ended up getting corner crunched in the mail. And ended up being a 9.0 with white pages. Not a bad grade. Not a bad grade at all. But I would probably, I'm going to go big or go home. I'm going to call this a 9.8. I would love a 9.8 of this book. And I'll be done with it. I'll be done. I won't have to submit any more copies of this book. 9 point. But I'm going big or go home. I just want a 9.8. Yes! 9.8, baby. Now this one, well deserving of a 9.8. This thing is pretty darn nice. And if it didn't have that little flaw there, the one little minor ding. Oh, it's right up here. Might be a 9.9. I don't know. But yeah, super happy to end this video with a couple 9.8s. I mean, I'm pretty stunned. I'm going to give you guys some information on this book, but to have 9.8s of these like dream books, it's awesome. And 9.6 on that one, the Batgirl. I mean, if that was a 9.8, it would be even better. But let me give you some information on this Wonder Woman, and we'll come right back. This is a really great pre-New 52 from October of 2002. It's described by CGC as a vintage cover. Adam Hughes was doing all of these covers, and before him, Bolin was doing the covers, and then after Hughes, it was J.G. Jones. So great covers in this run. According to GoCollect.com, a recent sale for a 9.8, under $200 again, was $190. So this book is still pretty attainable. If this is one of your Grail books, you can go after it and not have to break the bank to get this awesome book. Let's check out some of the CGC or census information. There are 9.8s are the highest grade, and there are 237 total graded in 9.8. 195 of those are universal grades, 42 are signature series, and total graded books for Wonder Woman 184. There are 514 copies of this book. I'm really happy to end with two 9.8s. This was an amazing submission for me. Really great job for Paul from Midwest Comic Man. Definitely recommend using him. He's fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Hopefully you really enjoyed this series. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Comment down below what your favorite book in this video or any of the other videos was. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, hit that subscription button, hit that bell to be notified when there's future videos. And with that being said, you guys, hopefully there will be a haul or a CGC unboxing in the very near future. I will talk to you then. See ya. Bye.